So let's look at question 8. So it has a part A and a part B. So for the given values n and r, evaluate n factorial over n minus r factorial. So notice how they gave us n as 13 and r as 4. So what they want us to do is substitute the 13 in for n and the 4 in for r. So this would become then on part A, 13 factorial over then n minus r would be 13 minus 4 in parentheses factorial. So if I simplify this, notice how the denominator can be simplified a little bit. So it's going to really be 13 factorial over 13 minus 4 would be 9 factorial. So one way of doing it is just rewriting it as 13 times 12 times 10 times 11 times 10 times 9 factorial over then this 9 factorial. So notice how the 9 factorials would divide out, and you'd have then this 13 times 12 times 11 times 10, because the 9 factorials will cancel out. So the math basically is just multiplying those four numbers together. So notice how you don't need a fancy calculator if you do a little bit of math on your own. So 17,160. Usually if you have a number in the 10,000s, a comma is more appropriate because it helps you read it. But in my lab, the comma is not required, so you can do it either way. So part B, they have a different formula here. So we have n factorial again would be 13 factorial. Over here they have r factorial, so it's going to be 4 factorial times then n minus r, which would be 13 minus 4 factorial. So it would be a minus sign. So really this is going to be 13 factorial over 4 factorial, and then 13 minus 4 would be 9 factorial. So notice that 13 factorial over 9 factorial, we've already done that math. So notice how I can actually just replace that with 17,160 over 4 factorial. So I could write that as 17,160, and then 4 factorial means 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. So 17,160. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 times 2 is 24, or 24 times 1. So notice how that really just means to divide 17,160 by 24. Well, notice how I've already got 17,160 in my calculator. So all I got to do is hit divide by 24, and that would give me then 715. So 715 would be the answer to that. Now, again, if you want to, you could just put in any one of these. I could put that in there if you will. So um, I could just put 13 factorial in to start with. 13 math probability factorial is going to be number 4. And then divide it by, a lot of times I'll put, since I have more than one denominator, I usually put that in parentheses. So in parentheses, I would have then 4 math probability number 4 for 4 factorial times then. Notice how you don't actually have to show the multiplication symbol. I can just put 9 factorial next to it, and it's understood to be multiplication. So hit 9 math probability number 4. So notice how I can put the bottom in parentheses. If I hit enter, I should get the same answer. So you can do a little bit of math on your own, or you can let the calculator do it. So if you don't like to find that fraction button, usually if there's more than one numerator, I put in parentheses. But since there's only one numerator, I just kept it as is. But since there's more than one denominator, I put in parentheses to be safe. So that would be 715 as my choice there. Okay.